Welcome ladies and gentlemen, my name is Zoran Sahir and on behalf of Desi TV Australia, I have two incredibly fantastic guests, the makers of Char Cup Chai, absolutely incredible lead actor Shoraye Khatter and of course the director himself, Harman Singh. Welcome to the show guys.
Thank you
so much. Not at all. Harman ji, let's start with you. आपका filmmaking का सफर कहाँ से शुरू हुआ? Where did all this begin from?
The journey started from New Zealand. And I would say my main teacher is Mr. Vijay Singh.
Okay.
So he taught me all about the cameras and stuff. Because when you start doing all these kind of things, you have to start with the camera and the short films. That's how I started. तो उन्होंने मेरी काफ़ी help की है इसमें. और कुछ टाइम तक मेरे साथ भी चले, but unfortunately I have to move. I have to go to India and start the projects. फिर उसके बाद मैं ऑस्ट्रेलिया आ गया and then I start making just short movies and thing. तो जो मेरी first movie थी वो थी दिलदार. It was short Punjabi film with King P. Chauhan and Lucky Girls. They are very charming people. So उसके बाद फिर I met Shoraye of course on the Facebook. तो इसने मुझसे पूछा कि so आप क्या करते हो this and that. अभी तो हम मूवी बना रहे हैं, so if you want to join me, you can come. तो he came to me and we had a chat about for the project and thing. Yeah, that's how it started.
आपने अभी चांद की बात की. What is the first thing you spotted in Shoraye?
I think he has a very great personality, and he's of course he's a handsome guy. And second, it's all about the knowing each other.
So
So when we met first time, I thought definitely we are the one we can go for feature.
Sure.
तो I think इसको भी ऐसे ही लगा था. फिर उसके बाद चलता रहा सफर और हम 3-4 साल इकट्ठे ऐसे रहे, धीरे-धीरे करते आज यहाँ बैठे हैं आपके सामने.
तुम इतनी रात को यहाँ क्या कर रहे हो?
वो ना तुझको मिलने का बहुत दिल कर रहा था. And Shoraye, अगर आपकी बात करें तो I think you've had a very contrasting journey अब तक. I think you began not as an actor, not as anything to do with the film industry and neither creative. Of course, you were into real estate and into marketing. लेकिन वो जो कहते हैं ना अंदर का कीड़ा जो कभी खत्म नहीं होता है.
कीड़ा निकल चुका है.
हाँ, वो कीड़ा
वो बाहर चल के आ रहा है.
वो बाहर है बस यहाँ पे कहीं. You're right.
But tell me how did it begin and what was your calling? कैसे ये सब हो गया?
Well, to begin with, मेरा actual शुरुआत started with real estate. I was a real estate agent.
Right.
And उस टाइम पे मैं I think उसी टाइम पे हरमन बाजी ने मेरे को मैसेज किया था. And we started talking, but on the side I used to do music videos and I did little small projects.
Yeah.
Progressing, I started my own marketing company, and now that's my own job that I do as an entrepreneur. But as you said, the gira, that's something that's within you that's always going to be there, and
sure.
It was a side passion.
Yeah.
But somehow it just luck, kismet, destiny, I don't know what it is, brought us to collaborate with a movie. Came across Harman Baji. We did a casting.
Okay.
Had a chat about Char Cup Chai, so there was a lot of talking, a lot of planning, and
We had a very amazing team actually.
yeah, the team was
The
amazing.
Raman, the Sam Star, the Barry, Shoraye, Dharminder.
अभी तक तो of course you both mentioned that we're still in the works of releasing the trailer. हमने देखा नहीं है, it's a little झलक, 12 second की झलक.
Yeah.
That's a
which is
first.
very boom, it kind of gives you so many aspects to what it's going to be about.
Yeah.
Tell me something, ये जो title है Char Cup Chai, why Char Cup Chai?
Okay, this title has been given by Perry.
Okay.
He's one of the character in this. So because the story is like that, these boys has to sit somewhere and talk, So they had a special place where they always come and ring each other. Oh, aaja, wahan aaja, main wahan pe baitha. So when they sit there, they always have to be. They need a chai, so they yell, "Char cup chai." That's what they do. That's how they starting the conversation.
Okay.
With char cup chai.
Achha.
Then we thought, 3, 4, 5 बार use हो चुका 4 cup chai. Why not the name of this movie should be Chaar Cup Chai.
See?
So, and it was very catchy name. When
Yeah.
and then we registered that name same time.
Okay.
Because we had no name before that.
Ah.
We had some name, but
Working title.
it was a different name.
Yeah, it was a working title.
Yeah, so we thought that will suit with that.
Right.
So फिर वहाँ से Chaar Cup Chai.
Right. You know, just a few minutes back you were mentioning that this film took 4 years to make, and it's an incredibly long time to make just one film. 2018 में you started germinating the seed of the film, 19 में लिखना शुरू किया, 2020 में you started executing it and went on to 2021. And it's finally now releasing in 2022. So tell me, as an artist and as a filmmaker, what are the thoughts that actually went behind this process of making this film? Were you motivated every single day? Did you have any fallbacks?
Well, we were consistent, that's what I know. But sometimes you lose the motivation. You're not every day same.
Yeah.
So you're strict for your schedule for 5 days or 1 month, 3 months,
Yeah.
and then nothing happened.
Yeah.
What you want to achieve in that movie, you're not getting. For 2 months, you just shut down. You never done.
Right.
Sometimes Shoraye ring me and say, "कैसा चल रहा है मूवी के साथ भाई?" मैं बोला 2 month हो गए मैंने देखी नहीं है, बंद पड़ी है. ये बोलता क्यों? मैं बोला because of these reasons. तो ये बोलता अभी क्या ऑप्शन है? मैं कहा I don't know. तो फिर 15-20 दिन बाद ये बोलता था कि ऐसा करके देख लेते हैं. Then so it's always you get demotivated as well.
Sure.
But फिर भी as I told you, we're consistent with our work, slow and steady. We were working on that.
Then you finally got there.
Finally got there.
And Shoaye, tell me a little bit about your character, because you play the character of Aman.
Aman, that's correct.
And how do you sort of, I'm going to ask you, what prep work did you have to do from being Shoraye to Aman and forgetting Shoraye for a while and living the life of Aman and creating this nurturing barrier between not being what you actually are and being as honest to the character to then being consistent? Because, I'm sure you shot for a number of days, but then as I've asked Harman ji as well, कि मतलब ऐसा क्या है कि what do you have to do to be consistent and be real to the character?
Yeah, that's a really good point. क्योंकि शूटिंग से पहले जो हमारा शुरुआत हुआ था, स्क्रिप्ट तो पहले से मिल गया था हमें. तो lucky enough I had a vacant house.
Okay.
So plain empty house, no furniture, nothing. An actor's dream. You have your own space.
Yeah, for
So
sure.
I had a big opportunity to get the script.
Okay.
By the way, the script is this big. It's like a thick book.
Right.
So 60-70 pages.
Right.
I used to highlight my character, all the dialogues,
Right.
go through it,
Right.
understand the character, which is the hardest part.
Right.
Yeah, he
Because
did a lot of hard
because
work.
who I am right now, you see the movie,
Sure.
completely different.
Right. Yeah. You've transformed yourself.
Completely
Living
different.
2 lives.
100%.
Yeah. Yeah.
Aman's character is a local guy.
Sure.
इंडिया में एक गांव में है, एक सीधा साधा बंदा है. उसको प्यार हो जाता है, and then he's because he's so gullible.
Yeah.
कुछ problems हो जाते हैं, which you see in the movie,
Yeah.
and it just leads to a lot of things.
Okay.
I had to understand being a local Indian person because I was born here actually.
Sure.
And looking at the script, I understood the character. And eventually, even in the flight, I was with Harman Baji. We were both sitting next to each other. I remember this. We were sitting next to each other. Harman Baji is like closing his eyes, dozing off. I have a light. Do you know the?
Yeah, and then I wake up
Yeah.
in the plane.
And I was reading.
He was reading the script.
Yeah.
Whole flight. Even he was sleeping, the script was here, the light was on.
Yeah.
So मैं
I did not let him sleep. I did not let him sleep on the flight.
मैं इसको
So you
बोलता
didn't
था.
sleep and enjoy the flight also.
I did, but sometimes like he's such a hard working guy.
Dedication,
Honestly,
for sure.
he has a मैंने इसलिए जितना passion
Yeah.
मुझे नहीं लगता कि मैंने किसी में देखा. That's why he is here today.
Yeah.
Thank you
Believe
so
me.
much. Thank you so much.
So, we had a very good fun also. To be honest, we
Of
had a
course.
good laugh while we
Yeah.
sitting
It
in the
was
flight.
good fun.
We had good fun. Yeah. See, in Hong Kong, we know that was shooting going on in Hong Kong.
Yeah.
तो हम वो
That's
shooting
हाँ.
मैंने बोला शौर्य कि यार ये shooting हो रही है. ये बोलता यार हाँ तो वो क्या है?
Yes.
Was
Because we
shooting
stopped.
going on inside the
Oh, it
airport.
was. Okay. Right.
तो
Wow.
हमने वो शूटिंग देखी है यार कि एटलीस्ट कुछ लर्न करें शायद कुछ मिल ही जाए
हाँ.
मूवी को. तो but it was totally different. It
Of
was a
course.
different language and the zone was
You couldn't
different,
use
so-
that, of course.
Yes.
Yes.
But it was a good fun there
Yeah,
as well.
yeah.
Yeah.
And I find this extremely interesting, and I think, of course, this question is to the two of you. Sometimes while making a film, we realize that it's running through a reality. The parallels of reality is so hard-hitting, is so real and realistic. Did you feel while making Chaar Cup Chai, I think in any which way, you feel that, I think jo hum bana rahe is so close to reality, and I think it kind of hits every chord of the heart, because sometimes art imitates reality. How close was Chaar Cup Chai ki reality parallelly chal rahi hai?
Because yes, 100%. All the movies are actually based on the reality.
Right.
To be honest, this is also one of I won't say it's like true based, but it is from one article.
Yeah, what's the inspiration behind it?
Well, I read one article. To be honest with you,
Okay.
from the newspaper.
Sure.
And when I saw this article, it inspired me to make this movie.
Yeah.
That article.
Sure.
And I just did some expansion of that article.
Sure.
It was American article. And I got an idea from there, and then I changed it to a story. तो मैंने वो स्टोरी बताई एक दो बंदों को, तो शौर्य को भी एक्सप्लेन किया यार अच्छी स्टोरी
basically.
Actually, it is based on the true story. It's a fact. Yeah.
Right.
So yeah, so that's how we made the I got inspired from that little article.
Right.
Yeah, and Zoran, to be honest, you know how you said parallel.
Yeah.
One thing is sometimes,
Yeah.
especially from an acting perspective,
Sure.
for me it was Aman.
Yeah.
Right.
I became so much Aman that people knew Aman more than Shoraye.
Correct.
And
You feel as Aman.
Yeah.
People were saying him Aman. I used to say
I
him
forgot
Aman.
myself. I reached Australia.
You forgot
I
your
forgot.
identity.
How do I speak? How does Shoraye speak?
Yeah.
Because I was speaking like Aman, like when I get home.
Right.
I was like, okay, I just got to click out. So because you've been learning it before,
Sure.
during, even on the fly,
Sure.
you kind of fall into the character.
Sure.
But
Yeah.
it brings the most out of you.
Yeah.
For sure in the movie.
Yeah.
But switching is really hard as well.
This reminds me of a line that I read of Daniel Day-Lewis, who played Lincoln, and he's always been the most intense, one of the intense actors in Hollywood.
Yeah.
He often says that I take 3 years to make a film. 1 year to get into the character, 1 year to make the film, 1 year to walk out of the character. I mean, and of course, the same. Ek saal.
That's respect.
You have to
Respect.
involve in that
Yeah,
character.
that's also a very dangerous line. I mean, like we all know Heath Ledger with what happened.
Yes.
The intensity is one thing. You have to draw a line in terms of how is it detrimental and dangerous, and what is good for the role.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think knowing that balance is very, very
It's really
important. So
important.
obviously
It's really
you
important.
understood that. Now I want to ask you this, because this is a very, very, everyone wants to know, because during COVID, during the pandemic, a lot of the films were shelved, a lot of projects were questioned, as you mentioned. कुछ दिन motivation नहीं मिल रहा था. You call your lead actors and asked, क्या करूँ? Feeling नहीं आ रही है.
That was here in post production.
Now, my question to you is, ये जो film के दौरान था, Chaar Cup Chai, making it took so long. I'm sure it must have been a very draining, intensifying process for the two of you. And Shoaye, I'll ask you as an actor also in a couple of minutes from now. Harman ji, you tell me, you went through some visible challenges, and you even mentioned a few minutes back कि post-production में थोड़ी दिक्कत हो रही थी. Shoaye, you mentioned that of course when you became Aman, there were many challenges you went through. Not much like Heath Ledger or Daniel Day-Lewis, but nonetheless your own challenges as an actor. You would wake up and call your actor every day, Harman ji, कि आज ना motivation नहीं हो रहा है, क्या हो रहा है? How do we make this film? How do we complete what we began this journey on? How do we make Chaar Cup Chai the success we want it to be? Tell me some of the challenges you went through.
I believe I had a problem in the post production.
Okay.
Shooting wasn't challenging. Shooting wasn't very challenging for
Sure.
me. It was okay.
Sure.
Post production was challenging for me. I don't know. So every filmmaker has his own,
Yeah.
has challenges.
Challenges, yeah,
Same
for
as
sure. I know you can't give out too much about the film as yet, but is there anything you could mention about the synergy and the chemistry that you and Shoaye share on screen? Is there anything you guys can talk about? I mean,
Well, that Shoaye can tell you about that.
Yeah.
तो इसने मेरी कुछ वीडियोस बिना
अच्छा देखी है
शर्ट के ले ली है.
सही है.
तो वो
वो जरूर देख
The
लेना.
reason being, I have to look sultan when I do that.
Right.
And before 1 month, I eat lots, so it was here.
So transformation.
You see that was here. Was here this time.
Okay.
Still I'm big, but that
that's
time
okay.
I was that big.
Yeah.
तो मैंने कोई शर्ट उतार ली थी
Do you know how I knew Harman Singh? I knew him as a director.
Okay.
Right? I knew him as a producer, as a friend.
Right.
अब पहली बार हमारा shooting है
हाँ.
and Harman Baji is in front of me sitting down like Sultan.
Right.
His character. He's an actor.
Okay.
So we started our first scene. His dad was about to come up. Like what happened? Action.
Right.
Right. I'm looking down. मैं दाल खा रहा हूँ. I'm not going to explain the scene, but
Right.
I look down and I'm like, यार क्या बात है? Harman Baji के साथ scene है मेरा. नीचे देख रहा हूँ. कोने से मैंने ऐसे देखा. Harman Baji क्या? What's going on? I look at him and his dad was about to come up.
Right.
He's like this. I'm like, why? I see a little small smile.
Oh.
A little small smile, like this is dangerous. Sultan's character's like to be
Right.
serious.
Serious as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I look towards him and he starts smiling. A couple of cuts.
Yeah.
And then the best thing was Harman Baji and I, we both had to speak with each other.
Ah, right.
So it's really hard to take him seriously.
Yeah,
And
sure.
him take me seriously.
Because we know that it's our production.
Of
To be
course.
honest, that's the first thing.
Yeah. You take a liberty.
Nobody was on our head. Oh, do that, do that.
Yeah. For sure.
To be honest, one thing is very minimal.
Mm-hmm.
Because the way this has been thought out,
Sure.
this movie, in terms of genre,
Yeah.
just a emotional drama in movie,
Yeah.
but it's made comedy and
Yeah.
action and
Yeah.
it's got emotional drama in it. It's a whole lot of actions everywhere. So it's so fast paced, and you would just know that this movie is not boring in its own way. Sabka character is very different, and it all links up.
Yeah.
So it keeps you tied up because there's a bit of suspense in it.
Very gripping.
Yes, very good.
Yeah, I can take that credit.
Yeah.
That it's not.
Yeah.
Well, as a सभी filmmaker अपने आप movie को अच्छा बोलते हैं,
Right.
तो of course we have to say good thing as well.
Of course.
We tried. That's some. हमने इस चीज का ध्यान रखा है कि
Yeah.
public bore ना हो.
Right.
It's 1 hour
Yeah.
40-minute movie,
Okay.
so it's you fully recover.
The concept is very unique, and it ties into one big thing. It's friendship.
Right.
So at the end of the day, the concept focuses on friendship.
Right.
And you see the best thing that this storytelling is, or how it's made,
Yeah.
is you see friends,
Yeah.
they transition
Correct.
into becoming something different, sacrifices, a lot of action in between, and you can see how this friendship has transformed from the beginning.
Right.
और end में जाके आप देखोगे friendship को क्या हुआ. So it's like a whole transition, and the story will blow your mind away and give you a more concept on friendship.
Sure.
Especially if you bring your friends along to the movies, you'll feel it way more.
It's a family.
It's a family movie, yeah.
Yeah.
So it is really good in its own way about friends for sure.
Well, thank you so much for joining me on this beautiful segment. I've had so much of fun and heard so much about the film. I can't wait to watch it. And for all of you, once again, Chaar releases on the 21st of June at Event Cinema at a theatre near you. My name is Zoran Sahir. This is of course Desi TV Australia, and see you very soon at Chaar.
याद नु जिंदे रख के वे मैं जिंदा